Sorry. Yeah.
We're live. I see you got your
Always.
So this is officially tomorrow will be, but officially 3 years since that horrible human being passed away. Woo! Cheers to that.
See the shirt? You see the shirt?
He died. Kevin Samuels died, and I'm so all right, so let's just go through the whole experience with Kevin Samuels. I can't tell you exactly when I heard about Kevin Samuels, but the day that he passed away was such a fun day, I have to say. I think when I saw that he had passed away, I think I had giggles. Like immediately I started giggling. Like, no, you know how you see the rumors, you're like, no.
Can't be, right? Yeah.
So what was your first reaction when you first saw?
So let me go a little further back.
Okay, yeah.
So the first time I ever even heard of Kevin Samuels, it was because a homeboy of mine sent me a clip, right? And, you know, friends send you clips online, you know, as you do. And I watched the clip and I remember watching it 3 times. And the reason I watched it 3 times is because the gentleman who sent it to me was a lawyer. He was a professional. And frankly, I just thought he was a lot smarter than that. Just in terms of the rhetoric.
Did you? Okay, sorry.
I went
to law school, and I have moments where I'm like, did you really? But you know, it's different when you spend time with people who. Ooh. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry for
no. But I get what you're saying. But I really just thought he had more sense. So I messaged him back, and I was like, hey man, like, what was that video that you sent me? And we had a whole back and forth about, you know, the rights and the wrongs and the merits. And then after a while, I just kind of let it go. I said, okay, whatever. But it stuck in my mind that, you know, he was just like really not this thought leader that people were presenting him to be, right?
Right.
So it was one of these things that was just in the back of my head, not really like the same way I don't really pay attention to Andrew Tate or anyone else in the manosphere. They're just kind of like,
they're just there.
Background noise, right?
Right.
So then
hold on, I have to read this comment. Darling Nikki said, I'm on the boat in the middle of the ocean and purchased the internet package just so I could tune into my faves. The love is so real. Thank you, Nikki.
Very good. Thank
you. Okay. Go back to your story. That was just so sweet.
So the original question you had was, where was I when I found out that he died?
Right.
And I had to get a little background, but I wasn't really thinking about him at all. And when I found out he died, I just saw it on my news feed. I did a slight chuckle and I said, you know what would be funny? It would be funny if I did one of those Halloween costume memes and I did dead misogynist man costumes. What happened? So I did a mock-up.
You disappeared for a sec.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, keep going. You keep you're choppy.
Oh, was I choppy? I didn't know if I was choppy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Okay. Keep going.
No. It's okay. So so I was just scrolling the internet, just scrolling my news feed, and I saw that he died. I chuckled and I thought it would be funny to do a dead misogynistic man Halloween costume. So I just thought this would be kind of like a little one-off joke. Couple of people on my friends list would laugh, and that would be that. Oh no!
That went viral because
it was a whole thing. The manosphere came out in force.
Oh yeah, they were mad that day. Mad. It was hilarious. Like I said, I remember. So I don't remember exactly where, because I'm gonna be honest, like I stay in my bubble. I really don't care. I don't think people realize how much I don't care. Like it doesn't come across through my social media, but I really don't be caring. So like I don't even remember where he came across my timeline. I just realized that so many men were repeating what he was saying, and I was like, and I was looking at him.
You're like I am. You know, we have an online presence but we also touch grass and do things
Right.
outside.
And so
You know
I
what I mean?
remember thinking, like, I saw a clip and I was looking at him like, y'all are listening to this
This guy,
guy
right?
give advice to men about dating women? Like, not to be mean, but you know, just looking at Kevin Samuels, he don't come across as the most straight, you know, guy in the world just from a woman's perspective. Like, I'm like, I would never even think this man dated women.
No,
So
but you know what? One thing that's funny about that, and this is one thing that I've just been very fascinated with in terms of his fan base is the vast majority of his fans are super hyper masculine and all that and value that outward sense of masculinity, right?
right,
And and the man that they follow is
right,
this, you know, this little purse having, little kitten
right,
heel boot wearing,
with the boots and
and I
the
don't
purse,
understand.
and I could just see him pulling out a tissue and being like, and then like going,
Do you know how many of his fans have called me gay because I don't like him, but
okay.
then they watch him strut around in his little outfits?
So then I saw, I don't know, I saw a clip or maybe a piece of a clip because you know I don't even have the mental like I don't have the concentration to sit and watch anything. So I saw something and I was like, this guy is just profiting. Like I immediately knew that he was profiting off of just talking bad about black women. Like I knew that was his shtick. Then maybe a few years or months later, somebody sent me when he was talking about men and he wasn't popular. So I was like, all right, so I'm right. He
It's
was
a grift.
always, yeah, it was a grift the whole time. So I was like, okay, he's a grifter, makes sense, blah, blah, blah. I'm still not paying attention, but I'm getting attacked by Kevin Samuels people all the time. Cause you know, for some reason they get real upset at the stuff I say. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now it's funny. So now I'm like, oh, okay. So I got like Kevin's, what did we used to call them? The kitten boots followers, whatever it was.
Samuelites.
Like,
There's been a few terms. Samuelites was
so
a big
like,
one.
I'm like laughing at the foolishness. And then, like I said, it was 2022. So this is 3 years ago, scrolling my feed. And then I see Kevin Samuels died. And I'm like, and then I'm like trying to make sure that it's real first because it's the internet and people die online all the time. And I'm like, so I'm like scrolling and look, you know, and I'm like, oh shoot, it's real. Like this is a real thing. So now I'm really laughing. I think I laughed all day long. I think like everybody who been watching this man grift and take people for the, you know, take these guys who nobody wants anyway and make them feel important. I think we might, and they were really mad, like all people do when there's somebody who's a really shitty person dies and you start laughing at that person's death. And they're like, you shouldn't make fun of people when they die. Hell, what? Please, I'm laughing. I am making fun of you. I am like, the universe came through on that one because that was perfect. It was like a manosphere. Remember how they used to tell? Because I used to have men come to my page all the time. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. I was like, winter came for y'all, boy.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny? I have never subscribed to the excuse of, oh, you know, you shouldn't make fun of death, because I do not think that death alone absolves you of detrimental behavior to a given community, right?
Yeah.
You look at Rush Limbaugh, right? Rush Limbaugh died. Am I sitting here saying, no, you know what? Even though I disagreed with him when he was alive,
no,
let's give some. No, I'm glad he's dead because he was bad when he was here, and the world is a better place without him. You know,
right? The world is a better. Certain people, when they die, the world benefits. So we are going to enjoy when suddenly the universe comes through and like takes out somebody that needs to be taken out. Yeah. Because like I said, I laughed all day. I still laugh. And then I don't know, that's how this group came about. Cause like when I saw the name of this group, I was like, and join.
Well, that was the thing. So what was crazy about it? So going back to the Halloween costume post that I made, right?
Right.
That post got so just out of control in terms of how, I mean, you want to talk about death threats? You want to talk about people trying to look up the addresses of my family members. You want to talk about people threatening my kid? All of these things happen, and all of these things like they've tapered down a little bit, but they continuously happen. I got a death threat like 3 days ago.
Jesus.
But the thing about it is my my demeanor and just the way I operate since I was a kid is, you police your own areas. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to let my friends be assholes. I'm not going to sit here and play kickball with these kids and then watch them go do something. I'm going to call it out. Right.
Yeah.
So what they do when they do these types of things, and by the way, a lot of these men, it's a very vocal minority.
We know. I think we talked about that last week.
We absolutely.
I was like, these dudes, they don't say anything in public. They're really like very small men that nobody pays attention to. And I have to say that the manosphere and the red pillars, they made these men feel like they were seen. The reason why
that's what it is. But here's what it was for me. I wasn't going to let them, intimidate me or bully me into not saying anything. I go in the complete other opposite direction. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make a group that's called Kevin Samuels Died. And we're going to just talk about him dead every day. I'm going to write music videos. I'm going to tag every feminist I know. And we're going to blow this thing up.
Oh, like it's been
20,000 people in 3 groups and plus later. It's been a great community. And if anyone from the group is watching this, I just want to tell you, like, I really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. It's really become like a good
it's community. I think even before I met you and I joined the group, my whole thing was like I've always battled sexism. I've been battling sexism since I was a kid. So I'm not different or doing anything that I haven't been doing for decades anyway.
Right.
And so I agree with you when I say men should be, policing themselves. Like, the fact that I exist as a woman and I say things that are, I'm saying this is sexist, this shouldn't be happening, this is misogynistic, this shouldn't be happening, and I'm being attacked by men for it. Now, I can handle myself, as you know, but I've always said it's not my job to talk to men. Like, they keep coming over here. My whole thing is I'm not even bothering y'all. Y'all over here bothering me. So you're going to get your feelings hurt for bothering me. And I'm going to tell you that, the reason why you can't get a woman is because you're not likable and you're a loser. And, that if that hurts your feelings, too bad. Work on yourself, do something about yourself. And they don't want to work on themselves. That really hurts their feelings. But like, for you to come up with the group and to be in there, because it's like a handful. And we always say this, it's a vocal minority that's doing all this foolishness online. But there's a handful of men like you who are countering it. But the majority of men are not. And that's the part that's really like, they're always like, they have their head in the sand like, oh, I didn't know it was like this. I'm like, how do you not know?
You know what it really reminds me of? It reminds me of the political climate in this country, in the sense that I think there's a large swath of the population that, push come to shove, would be in support of social justice issues, running the gamut,
Right.
But they aren't engaged enough to actually go out there and vote. And I'm not just talking every 4 years. I'm talking in their local elections and,
right,
all that kind of stuff. They care about these things. They want to, protect trans kids.
Do they care? Because if you don't take action, do you really care?
You're not. I mean,
I
can't. I'm not even arguing with you. Like, I mean, I
if you don't take action,
I think that apathy is it's just that it's apathy. And listen, when there's apathy, evil people can prosper, and that's not a good thing. I'm with you, but I think that the problem is a lot of guys don't realize how powerful their voices can be.
But why not? I mean, because they think that they're right about so much. That's
the million-dollar question. I don't have an answer for it. You know what I mean? But
I'm just like, how do you sit there and see this madness every day and just like, that's the part that's just wild to me, that the amount of men that know that these things are going on, know that these men are out here wreaking havoc, I mean, the thing about the Kevin Samuels and the Andrew Tates and the Fresh and Fits is they are dangerous. Their rhetoric is dangerous to women. And that's what I took issue with. It's like y'all are letting these guys go out there and speak unfiltered and nobody's checking them. And you're putting the rest of the world, the other half of the world, in danger because those young men who are listening to them, they get that mess in their head. And if they don't have parents or family that are like, oh, hell no, turn that bullshit off, you end up with guys who will kill, who will rape. Like the reason why I've been really vocal about speaking out against it because it's a dangerous thing for women to deal with men.
Very dangerous.
Who think they're entitled to women and women's attention. That's the real issue. Like we laugh and we joke, but the real issue of it is this type of rhetoric is dangerous, and we always have to fight against it because if we don't, that puts us and men. It also puts men in danger. So it's like we gotta speak out against it and be like, we gotta make sure
it hurts everybody. That's the thing. Right. That's crazy about it that they don't realize. But I think again, I want to be super clear when I say this, right? Like I am not excusing this behavior. I'm not saying, oh, well, that's the reason, so that's it, and there's nothing we can do. But I just go back to that apathy where I think people, the same way that people don't realize how local elections can impact their communities. I don't think when men are seeing a Fresh and Fit or they're seeing a Kevin Samuels or whomever online, they're not making that correlation between how that affects and hurts the women that they deal with in their lives every day, who they genuinely probably care about, right, in their own way, however you want to say it, right? But they're not making that connective. They're not making that connection. The connective tissue isn't there. And if you ask me why, I don't know. I have no idea.
I think that comes down to education. Like, I feel like a lot of people really don't understand how things work, especially government and how society works as a whole. Like, I realized that the American education system was gutted quite a long time ago because they didn't want to integrate the schools. They didn't want white kids learning with black kids, so they gut the whole system. And now everybody's.
I know grown adults that couldn't describe the three branches of government to you.
Our president doesn't know the three branches of government. Like this idiot thinks he's king. He doesn't understand that there are three equal branches of government who have equal power and they do different things. But what can we say? Like he's not the only American that doesn't know how the system works. They have no clue. And they don't know how local elections or the midterms. Like the amount of people when I was growing up in my 20s, I was like, are you going to vote in the midterms? And everybody was looking at me like this weird nerdy kid who was like, what are you talking about? I just vote in the presidential election. I'm like, no, well, you need to vote in the midterms too, because that counts too. Like you got to vote in all the elections. You got to vote every year. There's always something on the ballot that you probably have, an interest in. And I remember being in my 20s and people being like, ugh. And I just felt like, okay, so it's just me. So I'm the only person that really gives a shit about where our country is going. And it's frustrating. I have to say, coming through my 20s to where I am now. And I'm like, man, listen, I've been doing this a long time and not much has changed. I feel like in some ways it's gotten worse.
Well, I mean, one thing you said, and I'll just go back to, your own words a few minutes ago is I think you said that the guys had their heads in the sand. And that's what a lot of people just, it's like, la, 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 I can't hear it. I don't, I'm just going to do my thing. It doesn't
affect me. I think the thing that people don't realize is it does affect them. They just don't see the effects till later. And then they always go, well, how did it get this way? Because your damn ass wasn't paying attention.
Help me remember what because I didn't want to grind the show to a halt by looking it up, but it's on my mind. Where it's like at first they came for such and such, and no, it's like, and I didn't say anything. Then they came for this, and then I didn't say anything. Then they came for me, and there was no one to speak up for me. And it's like that.
No, I know what you're talking. I can't remember the saying.
I can't remember that. If someone in the comments can hook me up, because I don't want to sit here on my phone, but.
Until it affects people right in their face, they just don't see it. We got somebody joining us. Come to the stage. You ready? Here's Bourbon Bougie, everybody. Woo!
Oh snap! Hey! Oh,
Cheers,
okay,
everybody!
okay. Oh,
It's
check.
Cinco de Mayo.
Okay. Mm.
So I am here, but I am not feeling that well today. I
Oh,
have
no.
not been feeling that great for like the last 4 days.
Oh
But
no! You here though?
I was like, let me put on some pink. I grabbed a cup that shows celebration.
Yes, because that's what we're here for. We are celebrating.
I just want to say also, I have my water because I hydrate, but I've also got a little something, a little, so cheers to anyone out there in internet land who is sipping a little something, celebrating
We are
the
celebrating.
timely demise of Kevin Rashawn Samuels.
Man, couldn't have happened to a lovelier person.
Whoa! Listen, I was dying. We were going through like what was your reaction that day when the news came across your timeline? What did you do? Because I was giggling. I was like, "Ooh, girl! Like what? What?" I started laughing. I was like, "Let me find out if it's real first before I start really laughing."
So she's not feeling that well either.
Oh, the whole house
okay,
is going down. That's all good.
Hey, listen,
Hey, we understand.
I get it. Trust me. At any moment, my son might walk through the door, and I'm gonna have to be like, "Oh, hey, buddy, I'm recording."
So I
I
remember
get it.
I remember exactly where I was that day. Exactly. We were my husband and son were getting a haircut, and the news came across my phone, and I was like, "What?" I went outside and immediately started to make a TikTok video in celebration. Yeah, that was a bit out of control of me. And then I remember like the following day, this was back when Atlanta was on with what's that dude's name? Glover. What's his name?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. The following week, Kevin Samuel made a guest appearance or something.
Yes, he was
show.
on it.
I
On
remember that. I forgot all of. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
And I'm like,
dead. I think I watched that episode just because I was like, he was about to blow up. He thought, and he ended up 6 feet under. Child, it could listen. The universe was like, let me just like, we got a little something there. Let me take care of that. Like,
right, man. I immediately start making videos, giving shout outs to the big Shirleys that were still alive, giving shout outs to the over 35-year-old women at the wall. I was like, thank you for still being here. It is lovely that you're still here.
Oh my God. That was, like I said, I giggled. I must have laughed all day. I think I laughed for like a week, to be honest, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, it was just so sweet. It was like, like they when they're like justice.
Can I
remember how sad they were? Wait, remember how sad the Samuelites? They were like,
they were devastated.
It was definitely like their dad had died. Like they were like, oh my God.
They call him the Godfather, like to this day, because they
were
father.
so
I don't know what's
hurt.
going on. They didn't have their dad. I mean, my dad was in my life, so I'm not going to sit
My
here
dad
and
was in my life.
talk about a guy that's like 7 years older than me. Like, no.
And then how he died. Okay, that was the best part.
Okay, wait, no, hold on, wait. I just wanted to tell you, this was my favorite thing. After his passing, me realizing that, like, the assets that I have all together, and I'm just a guy. I am just like a regular guy, but like, I think I was doing better than he.
Oh yeah, we were all doing better. We were all doing better.
And
it
listen,
was like
it's hard out. It is
died
hard
in a
out here.
sublet
I'm not
apartment.
anybody that it is whatever. Like it's hard out here. The economy is shit.
It's
okay,
hard.
I get it. But like, you
Oh
think
wait, let me just break it down. He died in a sublet apartment. It wasn't he wasn't on the lease. It was a sublet.
He didn't own his car. I own a car.
Then wait.
Like
Wait.
I own it.
Then he was with a woman, like I said, alleged sex worker. I know you don't want me to say alleged, but I'm gonna still say alleged because I don't know that lady. Who wasn't then or young, because I think she was in her 30s, as I
Oh
recall.
no. She was in her 30s.
And wait, who allegedly said she was a nurse, but didn't recognize
she
the
wasn't a
signs.
nurse.
Didn't recognize the signs of a heart attack, because even I recognize the signs of a heart attack. I was like, oh, you feel a little pressure? You feeling some pressure?
You're right.
Maybe we should go ahead and get you checked, because that comes earlier than the actual acute, heart attack. So all of those things that were happening in that death were just giving me giggles all day. Like, I was literally, every time a new detail came out, I was like,
I used this piece of audio in a bunch of parody songs, so I heard it more than once. But the funniest thing for me was the 911 call. Where,
I don't know if I heard it. I don't know if I heard it.
I've listened to the 911 call more than once. Because I'm a petty, weird person. So,
oh my goodness. My goodness.
No, like there's a bunch of. I'll tag you guys in some of the songs that I made that make use of the actual audio. But what I loved about it was,
she's like, it's Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, they're like, ma'am, like, where are you? Like, what's your address? She's like, I don't know, it's Kevin Samuels. Come here. And like as if a 911 operator is gonna go, oh, Kevin Samuels, clearly this is
I know where he lives.
let's send out the National Guard to Kevin Samuels' address. How the fuck they gonna know how that motherfucker is? They don't know.
You know what? The thing that really disturbed me about the Kevin Samuels whole thing was the amount of women that would call into that show to talk to him. And the thing that's really crazy, y'all, I happen to have met a woman who called into the show. Now, I'm not going to really talk about all of it, but she actually told me, she's like, oh, I was on his show once. Like, it was a weird moment, because I'm like, I would go to my grave before I tell anybody that I ever called into the Kevin Samuels show. And the fact that there were so many women that, I never could figure out, why would you look, again, it goes back to my initial reaction of seeing him and being like, who's listening to this guy talk about dating, relationships, and women? Because I'm looking at him and nothing about him is coming across as caring or an expert or anything. So why are we giving him this space? Like, I just never got it. So when she told me that, I was just like, yeah, I would have died before I told anybody that. Like, I would never.
So one thing what I learned from that situation is that anybody can be anything on YouTube.
Right.
Anybody can be anything, because with the changing your outfit, like if I put something behind me that made it look a little bit more professional where I am, I could literally be an expert at something. Right. And people believe it. And I'm like, if this person can do it, get out of child support debt and all of this, like really cause a movement, I can do this too. And so that's what that situation taught me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think that I'll speak for myself personally. I have a hard time getting up and doing videos, and y'all know this. Like, I'll do them, but I'm like, I'm always judging myself, and I'm like, I have to get out of my head and just get up and do it. And when I see, like, I agree with you. When you see somebody like Kevin Samuels who got up there and just did it, and he had absolutely no background, no history, no education to even put himself in that place as an expert, and did it anyway, it really does make you think, yeah, I should just get up here and do whatever. But I always think about it in the terms of like mediocre white men. They get up and do shit all the time that they're not qualified to do.
I'm really glad you said that, because the next thing out of my mouth was going to be that it is, and I have a penis. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but
I didn't want you to say it.
but my point is, the penis folks out here, we have a significant advantage in so many ways that it's not even funny. Right. I can't tell you how many times, and this is sad to say, but I'm being honest. Even women in the Kevin Samuels Died group, will try and leap over you, for example. Like, you or one of the other moderators will kick someone out, and they'll come to me like I'm Sky Daddy. Like,
hey, yeah, I know. I be getting those emails. I mean, those DMs, I don't answer. Like, I figure if you got kicked out, you did something.
You got kicked out for a reason. Like,
right. I don't even reply. Like, every time I get one, and they don't come to me often. I think I'm the last resort.
I had to stop replying because I really tried to give members grace, and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. But there were so many times where I would be like, okay, well, why'd you get kicked out? And they'd be like, I think I said something about this fat woman, and I'm like, okay, well,
like,
look, I'm not even like wasting time while I'm at work or whatever.
No, I think I'm the last resort, like, mod. Like, I think they're like, oh, we'll only go.
But see, that's the thing. What I'm telling you is, I swear on everything, they skip over y'all.
No.
They just come.
They don't come to me unless they're really desperate. Like, I think I'm like the last, like, I'm the lowest mod on the list, and then once they've gone through everybody else, they're like, well, let me try her. And I don't reply because I figure if you're coming to me anyway, then that means whatever you did, everybody else said no. So I don't even have to respond. Like, you probably did it. And, the other thing is, I remember when groups first started on Facebook, and I got kicked out of so many groups, y'all. It's hilarious to me. I never cared. Like,
I was always getting kicked out of Kevin Samuels groups.
Like, it's a Facebook group. Why do you freaking care if you get kicked out of a Facebook group? Go on with your life.
It's the people that can't differentiate between actually having a life with friends and connections and real people who you're building community with, and just squabbling online all day. And I don't have time for those people. Like,
no, I don't. Like, I just, like, listen, I have gotten kicked out of groups, and I didn't even know I got kicked out. That's how funny it is to me. Like, people, the way that my brain operates, I hardly notice, like, if I get kicked out or blocked. Like, if it happens, like, I just realized maybe like last month that somebody had blocked me for a really long time, and I guess they unblocked me. And I only noticed after they unblocked me that I was like, oh man, I haven't seen this person in a really long time, like years. And I was like, I think they may have blocked me because I have because they popped back up on my timeline. I'm like, man, why haven't I seen this person in like 8 years? And I was like,
speaking to that point and bringing it back to Kevin Samuels for a second, I find it really fascinating that the same way, well, not the same way, but the way that you kind of put that person out of your mind because you have so many things, you have a life, you're an author, right? Like you have a lot of things going on. You're a parent. You don't have time to even think about this person.
Right.
But meanwhile, Kevin Samuels has been dead for years, and you still have these guys that are so attached and fixated on him that they're not moving on and doing other things with their lives. How many of them? I mean, you would think at least a few of them would try and maybe follow in his footsteps.
But
they're not even doing that. They're just complaining and being babies, and it's weird.
Like,
and I'm not even saying I want them to follow in his footsteps because those are terrible shoes to fill.
But okay, so 2 points. Remember that guy that dressed up in that bag? They were like, "What did Kevin Samuels teach you?" And he put a picture up of that horrible, ill-fitting tan suit. That was hilarious. But then the other thing is, okay, so they were like, "Oh, he was a godfather." I laughed at that so hard. I think I had tears when I saw that picture because they roasted him so bad. But the other part I don't understand. Okay, so Kevin Samuels is your godfather, and he taught you how to be a high-value man and all of these things and how to get a high-value woman. But he couldn't duplicate that himself because he died without a woman, without a wife, with a alleged sex worker who wasn't high value according to him, right? So I'm still like lost on how y'all can't see that whatever he taught you, and I say taught in quotations because y'all ain't not doing whatever he taught, and he couldn't do what he allegedly taught. He couldn't make it happen. So y'all are following somebody that never accomplished what he was supposedly teaching you all to do. It doesn't make sense to me that y'all are sitting here following somebody who can't do what they say that you're supposed to do. Like, they can't do it themselves. So again, why are we following this person? Like, I still don't get it. Like, I don't.
They do it because they don't. It's harder to fix themselves as a
Right.
collective, but it gets clicks. It gets views when they're stepping at us. I don't know if y'all seen this dude that's kind of taken his place. He has a YouTube channel as well. Like I've already seen his page and forgotten his name. Like, but I went to his page and his page gets views, and it's still the exact same thing. 15 reasons why older women can't get dates. 17 reasons why older men are opting out of dating. Is the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And he's making money. I know he's making money because I'm seeing the
It's
views.
a great grift. I gotta say. Let me tell
And
you.
that's the reason why they do it, because it makes money. It doesn't translate to real life, but it makes money for these
it's
people.
like the wife school cult and the femininity schools and anything that the trad wife stuff, anything that's teaching bullshit to women and telling women they're worthless, especially if you are ragging on Black women, you will make money. It is what it is, because that gets views and clicks every single time. I'm always fascinated, because even sometimes I play with the titles on my videos just to see, you know.
Can I tell you guys a little funny story?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I'm almost not, like, I almost don't want to tell this story because I'm wondering if they're gonna watch this and I'm gonna like get a bullet through my head in a second. But
okay, don't play like that. But go ahead.
No, I mean, wait, hold. I was just like, so I was approached when I first started going viral. I was approached by some guys I would only categorize as Russian gangsters. I don't know how else to describe them, but they essentially wanted me to kind of do what some of the Tim Pools of the world do, and just kind of basically have a few right-wing talking points that I kind of pepper into my stuff. And they flew me out. They were serious. They flew me to another state,
works.
and they showed me their studios, and they were like, hey, if you move out here, we could do this, that, blah, 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 blah. They gave my kid an Oculus Quest 2. That is a true story. He plays VR to this day on something I got from Russian gangsters. But the point I'm making is, and it's serious, is I've made $1.01 on the internet, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to be a little more morally flexible, I'd be doing much better. But
oh yeah, I mean that's what Candace Owens is.
Candace Owens, yeah.
That's the next name I was going to mention. But go ahead.
That's Candace exactly Owens all day. That girl that just went viral for admitting she got like 100,000 for pretending to be a Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is always, like, I always call them opportunists. If you want to be an opportunist,
that's good.
There's money to be banked. Hell, I think Van Jones is one of those. Like he always is doing some cool stuff. We know it. We've seen it. It's like it's money in it. That's why I don't even pay attention. I don't pay attention to the people.
I don't know how much sports you guys follow, but there's a guy, Jason Whitlock, who is.
Mm-hmm. I know Jason Whitlock.
Yeah.
It's like there's money.
He recently just said Sinners was racist. The movie. Because it was like an anti-white movie. Like, what do you?
I had a great time watching Sinners. Did you see it?
I love that movie. It was so good. Don't spoil it.
No, I haven't seen it.
No,
wait. Spoil it for you.
I'm being dead serious. Don't look at anything on the internet. Just go see it. Just go see it.
Go see it. It's so good.
It's that good.
Like, I was screaming at the screen. My girl was with me. She was like, "Oh my God, Kai." I was like, man, that was I enjoyed it. And I don't like, I'm not a person that likes horror movies. I watch horror movies like this and I ask people what's going on, what's happening, because I don't like the gore. But
it's a horror movie for people that don't like horror movies. It's not gory.
No, it is pretty gory. It's pretty gory.
Well, okay, you know what? I'm saying too much. We're saying too much. She needs to see the movie sight unseen. Right. So let's not even. I'm not even going to say nothing. But it's a
really solid film. I enjoyed it from beginning to end.
Best movie I've seen in 5 years.
Yeah, no, it was a good movie. And everybody that's like, "Oh, it's mid." I'm looking. If you say anything negative
Those are the
of
people
mouth
that are just
spinners.
jumping on the
I'd be like
contrarian
looking at your
bandwagon.
profile, like, okay.
You're
That's
always gonna have people that are gonna be a contrarian just because they want to be the smartest person in the room, and it's like,
but you're
nah,
not.
this
Being
movie's pretty damn good.
contrarian doesn't make you a smart person.
The
Constantly being
cinematography alone, what are we talking about? Anyway,
the cinematography, the story. I mean, it was a beautiful film. Like, I think I said that when I said my no spoilers review. It's a beautiful, entertaining, fun movie. Everybody go see it, have fun with it. I think that the people who don't like it, their butts got tight when they ate some of the stuff. That's pretty much like if you get uncomfortable, I'm just, maybe it's you. Maybe it's something about your life that you need to go and work through. I'm just saying, I had a good time. I don't know about anybody else. But yeah, okay. So back to the Kevin Samuels foolishness. The way that, oh wait, you're on mute. Are you talking?
No, I was about, I keep clicking in and out because she's coughing, and I just don't want that on y'all's video. But I'm gonna go back off.
Wait, y'all's? You mean ours is?
Ours is.
Well, I'm a guest. I'm popping in.
Yes. Wait, hold on. You think this is my show?
No, it's Chris. Your name is on the thing. So
okay. Well, I mean, okay, that's
it does say it with Kai and Chris.
It does. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
And I don't want to cough in child.
But I'm not trying to take over. I'm just saying this is like there is one.
Chris supposed to do us an intro video, and
see now. You know what? But you gotta call men out, because if you don't call men out, then we never.
I mean, he had said that he would have it ready by this week. I do feel like that's what had happened last week.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be dead serious. I was okay. So I was thinking about working on it. I was gonna have it together. I ended up going to the Hindu temple yesterday, and I got distracted. Yesterday.
So
I know, but like then I woke up
5 days. What happened to the previous? I mean, you know, it's all good. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. It's cool. I mean, you know, I just feel like I recall that you had said that you was gonna make an intro video. I just feel like that's what happened last week. Like, maybe we need to. I wish I had a producer so they could run it back and be like, this is what he has said.
No, listen. I will admit all my faults. I am wrong on this one. You know, we don't have to run the tape back. I'm not going. You know, I'm a flawed human being. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. No problem. I'm just pointing it out. You know, that's how I am sometimes. Because I listen. I listen to what people
I just want to say there's a lady in my life that's watching this right now that's like, see.
Mm-hmm.
I just
because we listen. This is the issue a lot of men don't like about women. I'm not gonna harp on it, but I be paying attention to what you say, and then if you don't follow through with what you say, it's like, okay,
you gotta hold me accountable.
And that accountability word. That
right.
I want to throw it out the window. I don't even like that I said it just now.
Right. And accountability to Kevin Samuels followers means women take blame for men's problems. It's never.
I don't know what it means.
Oh my gosh.
You don't want to take accountability for what? For what you did? It's my fault. Make it make sense.
Yeah, y'all. It's just been so many things that came into the lexicon wrongly. Narcissists, calling women narcissists is like
when
narcissist is basically any woman that does something that they don't like, aka a feminist.
Listen, I love how feminists are like.
Oh wait, you want to talk? The other day, I posted a question on my Facebook page. I said, question for the deadbeat dads out there.
Ooh.
Right?
And they got mad just at that. How dare you?
No, question for the deadbeat dads. Like, why did you leave your child alone? Don't you think that your child needs a father? And it was stunning to see men actually be like, well, what happens is like, like a lot of times
it's the
it's the
mom's
woman.
fault.
It's the woman because she, she pushes the dad away. And I'm actually just watching this. Like, I'm watching people that I know in real life say this shit, and I'm just like,
right. But that's patriarchy, because patriarchy shifts the blame of male behavior onto women every time. It's never a man's fault the way he behaves. I don't know if you saw a post on my page. I put something on my page, and this guy came in and he immediately started blaming women.
oh,
And
I know what you're talking about. But go ahead.
and I was like, I'm going to say this, and I want you to hear me. The cause that men's behavior is not caused by women, like, period. Like, that's what, like, we got to get this in our head, because culturally we always blame women for what men do. It doesn't matter what it is. If he cheats on her, well, she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do in the marriage. If he leaves his family, well, she pushed him away. It's never his own behavior. And that just is crazy to me, because when do men take accountability for what their choices are? She didn't make him cheat. She didn't make him leave. She didn't force him. She didn't put a gun to his head and say, get the hell out of my house. Like, none of those things happened. So therefore, it was always his choice. So never do we actually put the blame on men. And it's a cultural thing. Like, women do it too. They always
do it every day.
They're always looking for something to say, oh, it's my fault. And it's so embedded in our culture. It drives me crazy. And it's like, no. Men's behavior is men's behavior on their own. There's no other reason other than the choices that man made. And that is a hard thing to get across to people. Like, every time you point that out, they're like, no, the women did something. They had to. It was the women.
We get caught up in whataboutism, because people, rather than addressing a point on its own merits, they'll say, well, what about this one? What about that? Instead of, again, like, if somebody comes to me and says, hey, you've done this, you've done that. What did you just do just now? You just said, hey, man, you said you was going to make this thing. You didn't. What happened, bro? Like, and yeah, okay, it's light, but like, you're right. Like, but did I say, well, what about, I mean, I didn't log in.
You didn't remind me.
I tried to log in at 11:40. You was late today or something. I mean, I that didn't happen, but I didn't try to come back with something like that.
Yeah,
I just said, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
It's hard to sit. Like, one thing I will say is, it's hard to cause what we would say harm or hurt feelings without feeling a certain way. Like, nobody really goes out in the world to try to hurt feelings. I will say, I'm not sure when I stopped caring about hurting people's feelings, but it's been a long time. And so people have always said that, well, Kai is mean or she doesn't care. And that's not true. I'm neither mean nor do I care. I realize it's not, your feelings are not my problem.
I stopped caring about people's feelings, I want to say, about like 50 death threats ago from Kevin Samuels fans. So
no, I've been here a long time. I think it's been a long time. And so when you get to that point where you realize that my feelings are my feelings and I'm responsible for my feelings and other people are responsible for their feelings. And so when you get to that point and you do stuff, like I said, we don't go out to try to hurt people. I will take accountability. Like, I hurt your feelings. Now, on the same flip side, I'll be like, I don't care. Like, sometimes I don't mind hurting people's feelings, because sometimes people's feelings need to get hurt. Like, that's just life. And so a lot of these dudes, they don't want to own the fact that they've hurt people. And then, they want to blame somebody else for their actions, when it's like, nah, just go ahead and own it that you just didn't care about that person. You hurt their feelings. They want to be like, no, well, you did this to me. You did this, and then you pushed this on me.
I want to chime in there, but because like they love tough love where it comes to us. But when you mirror those behaviors, it's like, how dare you? They don't like the matched energy.
No, they don't. And I will say,
wait. Do you know? Wait, I just want. I don't know if I've agreed with anything more in the last 72 hours, because when you talk about not wanting to match that energy, I can't tell you how many times I have seen, especially when the Kevin Samuels group was a public group. Now it's private.
Oh yeah, because
to protect the women, it just had to be.
Yeah.
But when it was public, there would be so many times where a man would come in. They'd come in with all their vim and vigor and all their chest, talking to all the women. And as soon as I showed up, they shut the entire F up.
Yeah.
Like it was just,
they have so much energy for women. Because really, let's just be honest, Kevin Samuels followers just really want to talk to women. They can't talk to women in a positive way, so they use negativity to get attention from women. So then when you came in, you ruined the fantasy.
Right.
Like, you know,
right? Because it's like, I mean,
they're like, I'm over here and I got 50 women talking to me, even though they all telling me they hate me, but I am like, look at all these women paying attention to me. I'm the man, and then you showed up and just shattered the whole thing. Like, but the fantasy is gone. I mean, like,
and the thing is, I want to be clear. I'm not special. I'm just a guy. My circle of homeboys, I promise you, it's 9 dudes just like me that are just unbothered. I'm one of the only one that's not married.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
These dudes, they just want I post, y'all see me, I post stuff, and then men just like lose it in the comments like every week. It's like random. I don't know which post are going to like upset their feelings, but every time that it happens, I see these dudes, they're desperate to engage with women. They're desperate to have conversations with women, because saying something negative, that's why they were coming to the Kevin Samuels Diet group. And that was when it first started, we had a lot of fun because we would have those epic roasts where like we would like post their picture and like roast them, and it would be like
I would drag them to hell. Do you know how many music videos I wrote? Like, I mean, like specifically, there was the guy, you know what? Stacy Womack. Shout out to Stacy Womack.
That's what he does.
Frog-looking piece of garbage.
Man, he got so many of us Facebook jail time because he looks like a potato. He looks like a toad.
Dude clearly has a fetish to be like, he has a humiliation kink. Because Stacy Womack, he's still doing the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, how many times you gonna post the same stuff over the years just to go viral so people can laugh at how ugly you are?
Wait. Here's the thing. You said go viral, and I want to be clear about this.
Well, he did the first time. The first one.
Hold on now. Wait a second now. I know a little something about making $1.01 on Facebook, and I know what you can do to be monetized and make money, and what you cannot do to be monetized and make money. And what I can tell you from sure certainty, someone who has made enough money on Facebook to take his kid on a trip to Miami. Like, I've made $1.01. Mm-hmm. That Negro has not made any money on Facebook.
Oh no, I'm not using viral in the sense of
not him, not Jalen Bossway. I mentioned that idiot too. None of them. They're not making actual real money. What they're doing is they're just poo-pooing on Black women. I'm trying to watch my language because there's a child.
Right.
Sorry, I'm a vulgar person, but I'm gonna do my best. But no, all they're doing is just inflating their own egos by getting any type of engagement.
Right.
They're not actually doing things that are paying their bills. They're not.
No.
Because I've seen how the pay structure works, and I know for a fact that number one, the content that they're doing isn't doing the numbers, because I know how much you have to do to make real numbers. Right? Like you want to make $1,000 on Facebook, you have to have views in the millions. Like, right. That's
I was on my way, and then they suspended me, and then I was like,
they suppress
Facebook,
them,
and then they suppressed me.
You'll make money. I'm making money again. They suppressed me for a while.
I've been suppressed, but it's slowly the numbers are slowly creeping back up. But what's funny to me is like I'm on Threads too, and I can put the exact same post on both. And on Threads, I'm over 100,000 views, whereas
each platform,
I like 600 followers on Facebook. I mean, on Threads, and I have 3,000. And I'm like, come on, Meta. Like,
it's the same content. What's happening? No,
you're obviously suppressing my content. Like,
but my point is, and I'm the kind of petty person that would look into these things, I assure you that none of these manosphere guys that we've mentioned so far are making any money, much less like the kind of money that I've made. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, I made a bunch of money. I am just a guy, right?
Look,
I've made some real money where I paid a couple bills.
Right.
They're
No,
not doing that. They're
we
just
can look at
talking
them.
S. I almost said it, but
they're not making any money. We
No,
know. Like you don't have to point that out. We can see it for ourselves.
They're not getting any coochie, and they're not making any money. They're
definitely not getting any
circle jerking with a bunch of weirdos online.
The thing to me is like I would be depressed, and I know some of them are.
They are depressed. That's the thing.
If I couldn't get anybody to talk to me that I was attracted to without like being like, look at you, you're ugly. Like that to me, it defeats the purpose. Like I don't understand how you can want to be with a woman or want a girlfriend and hate women. Like the two don't go together. Like you gotta pick a side what you want to be on. Like you hate women, then hate women. Like just hate women, but don't also want to be with women, because when you hate women know, we can tell that you hate women, and therefore we don't want you. Like, but if you like women, you got to stop hating the women.
And the thing is, they have like 5 to 7 talking points, and we've clocked it. We tell all of the homies. So when even if they don't present like they hate women, once they start dropping their 5 to 7 talking points, we're like, we've clocked you. You don't like us. We're going to leave you alone.
My favorite is sign language. That makes me laugh every time. And they're like, you're using sign language. I'm and I'm like, you should be ashamed. I'm like, yes, I'm shaming you, and you should be ashamed because you're stupid. And therefore, I like, what would you like?
What's the I? What are the? I know shame.
It's like shame, something, and need to be right, and so some
insults.
Insults is definitely one. I was sitting here trying to think of it, but I couldn't. Yeah.
Whatever it is, it makes me laugh because I know if they say that to me, I have just destroyed everything that they wanted to use. Like once you go through and you clock all their points, they go to sign language, and it's like, oh, look at you, you got an acronym, good job. Hey.
But I mean, here's my thing: if they want to talk about whether they say American Black women or Westernized women or whatever term they're using at this juncture, right? Like, it's just what you guys are saying. It's like once you establish to a specific group, like, hey, we don't like you, we don't want you. Why would the expectation be that group should then entertain anything you say at all?
Right.
And because the thing is, it's nonsensical, because it's like, okay, well, if you don't want Black women and you're making that clear, and Black women say, okay, all right,
we're like,
pursue whichever group. But what happens with these guys? I would say 9.9 times out of 10 is they're still in groups and spaces with Black women saying, we don't like Black women.
They want the reaction, like the amount of men.
Go trick off in Belize or whatever you're doing.
Yeah. The amount of men that like come to my post and they're like, we don't like you American Black women anyway. They want me to say something back, and I'm like, I don't freaking care. Like, I don't care. You're not going to trigger me by saying you don't like American Black women, especially if I look at your post, like, and I mean, look at your picture, and I'm like, thank you. Like, that's how I feel. Like, I'm like, thanks for not wanting us, because you're a nightmare. Like, you're looking out here like Quasimodo. Like, does this hurt my feelings? No. Like, thank you for taking us out of the equation. Good luck with whatever you want to do. I'm so happy you're not interested in me. Blessings to you. Go and do whatever you want. And they just want me to be like, oh my God, you don't want me. I don't care. I don't care.
I got to drop a piece into that. There was this white man that came over to one of my threads comment and said something like, I'm a part of the manosphere, and your kind just kind of pushes us away. And I'm like, well, your hairline is running away from you as well. And I'm perfectly fine with you staying away from us.
Yeah.
And then for some strange reason, even though he came to my post to tell me that he was staying away, he blocked me.
There.
He blocked me before I had a chance to take a screenshot. And to this day, I'm like upset that I didn't get a chance to take a screenshot of that man because he thought that he was
You
going
always
to
take the screenshots first.
Yeah.
Listen. Any ladies,
you know how y'all know how I post. I always take my screenshots first.
Oh, that's the.
I know I'm gonna get blocked.
That's the first thing I do. No, wait,
Like,
I was gonna say, any ladies watching this right now, if the top of the guy's head looks like this, just like put him in his place a little bit, like
just touch that trigger point.
Oh yeah, no,
touch that trigger
because the insecurity is always visible. I love how. I think this is one of the things that men have always hated about me is I've never been. So I'll just give you a little background. I've always been considered a tomboy, especially when I was a kid. I played, sports and all that stuff. So if you hang out with boys, you gotta get a little bit. You have to be able to, go back and forth, talk trash. So I've done that a long time with boys. So then I'm an adult, and so when I get online, like your insecurities will always spill out. Mm-hmm. You might not say it, but it'll always be there. And so I'm always like, oh, well, hello there. Let's see what we got. And I'm like, well, let's look at the pictures. Let's see what it is. And I always find it, and I'm always going to point it out because I know you wouldn't have said anything to me if you weren't insecure. So I'm going to point it out, and then the amount of men, y'all know how they are with me. They be so mad. And I get so tickled because I'm like, I'm literally just minding my business. If you didn't come over here, you wouldn't feel the way you feel. You had the option to walk away.
Nobody is asking them to jump into our comment section. And the thing is, we're smarter than them. We're creative. We read a book. We've read a couple. They don't read, and they've had the same talking points for 10 years. Get some talking points.
And they still don't have girlfriends. Wives. In fact, y'all, what was that platform that Isaac Hayes III, I kind of
dang, how we forget him that fast?
Okay.
I know what you're talking.
So, like I said, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I think if y'all watched the video, I gave the history how we used to be cool.
Fan base.
Thank you. I was
we forgot.
I was just about to look that up. Okay, go ahead.
And so I he was going through whatever he was going through. It's all explained in the video. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, go watch that video I did about why I would join fan base as a Black woman. All right, so he started saying all this really sexist, ridiculous stuff. He was before the manosphere really took off, he was on some manosphere talking points. And the thing that always tickled me is even after all of these years, and I want to say it's been at least a decade, you still ain't got
no. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry. Hi, Christian. I'm just recording. I told you my son might walk in here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's you're a decade later. These dudes are a decade later, and they still don't have wives or girlfriends. You still don't have all this trash you talked. You still have not cultivated a relationship with a woman. That's the part that's you've had time. We've had time to get to a point where you could have had a relationship. You could have had 2 or 3. And you still have not had one. At what point do you see it's you that's the problem? It's y'all. And they're oh, well, women want to be single, or women are going to die single. What did they say? I don't know. Women.
25% of y'all won't get no. Hold on. Only 25% of y'all will ever get married.
And the thing that's funny
to
me, the men that come at me talking crazy, it's y'all don't know what my phone and my real life and my DMs look like. As much as they love to say that Black women are not attractive and Black women and nobody wants them, the facts say otherwise. Black women are not single because men don't want them. Black women are choosing. There's a choice here. Because we got options. If we wanted to pop out with a dude, we will pop out with a dude. I don't think that they ever think about, like, the dudes are at home. They don't have any options. Nobody's blowing up their phone or in their DMs. There's no women sending them messages like, "Oh my God, you're so handsome."
Speak for those other dudes.
Okay, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the real. I don't know what you got going on, and I don't want to know. That's not my business. But what I'm saying is,
I know.
The way that they act like women are not getting attention from men. Like, every single woman I know is fending off men somewhere. We can't go outside without men, in our faces. And so therefore, even I know you're married. I know you got some Negroes in your DMs, and you like, ain't this a shame? They know I'm married. Like, I know this is happening to you.
You know what? If the wall was really a thing, and being in your 40s was really a thing, and having kids was really a thing, then it ain't thinking that well. It ain't
thinking, because I am all of those things. And what I can say is, if I wanted, like I said, if I wanted to pop out with a man, I could pop out with a man tomorrow. I just don't want to. It's a choice. But they really are like, oh, you can't. I'm like, no, we are choosing because, honestly, it's peaceful. I like my peace. I like my life. I'm happy. And so women are choosing peace over chaos every day.
So I do need to jump in here because I have to go feed this child of mine.
Yes.
She's asking me for food, and you have to feed them periodically.
Yes. You are legally obligated to feed your children.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
Every day, multiple times. That was the part that got me.
You gotta give
I'm like, I gotta do it again, like more than one time in a day. That was the part. I was like,
a month ago.
Bruh, I fed you yesterday.
You gotta feed them multiple times. That was the part that got me. I was like, dang, you hungry again? Oh.
So I'm gonna tell everybody goodbye. I'm glad I got a chance to jump on, and I got to help nurse this cough of hers.
Yes.
It's been great having you here. I like this little 3-person dynamic.
Yeah, she gonna pop up next week. We gonna be back on next week probably. So I will send you the link. Like, if you have time, just pop in like you always do. Just pop in.
Wham bam. All right, y'all.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right. Bye. All right. So so feeding kids multiple times a day. I mean, we got teens now, but even then, you gotta feed them every day.
You gotta feed tea. You gotta make sure.
You gotta make sure there's food in the refrigerator.
At a minimum, so they can feed themselves. Because
they can feed themselves, sorta.
You don't want to wake up.
My question is, does your teen feed himself? Because mine may not. If I don't actually cook something, she will just not eat, and I'm like, I don't know what that, because when I was a teen, I would feed myself. I would go in the refrigerator and pull things out and make items to eat. She occasionally will do that, but for the most part, if I don't actually make the meal, she may not.
Let me ask you, did you have, I mean, listen, maybe you don't want to, whatever. You could say no comment, but you ever get her a debit card? Does she have a debit card?
She has her own debit card.
Okay, because that's the thing.
She will.
My son can feed himself. She
will do the DoorDash or whatever it is. She does that.
Okay.
Which I think is weird because I don't even do that. But she will do that. Now she will do that, but it'll be like a refrigerator full of food.
And she'll do it anyway.
And we have microwave, air fryer, stove, and she still will DoorDash instead of
actually make it. No. My son cooks. He'll
okay. I think it's just mine. I think it's just mine. Mine is she different because even I'll be like, you don't want to eat. There's food in the refrigerator. There is. I did my job. I put the food in the refrigerator.
Put in there.
Yeah, I did my part, and I feel like sometimes she's making me feel like I'm not doing a good job because she just ignores.
Don't let that teenager bully you.
The teenagers, boy, they really don't care about your feelings. Does yours hurt your feelings in a heartbeat?
I'm gonna plead the fifth because I'm literally looking at him right now. He's
looking at you
no,
like,
no, you know what? No, he doesn't hurt my feelings. He doesn't.
no, mine will be like, whatever it is. I remember one time I was cold, so I put my hood on and I like tied it up, and she told me I looked like the egg from Puss in Boots in the gold suit.
The best thing about kids is they'll tell you the truth.
It was true. She wasn't. I think there's a picture. I actually posted it side by side because it was so funny and it was so accurate. And I was like, my feelings are hurt, but damn, if it was not accurate, I don't know.
She was right. That's
she was right, but I was like, true. Like I couldn't even do anything. I was like, okay, I'm gonna post this now because it's funny. But I'm in my feelings. I want you to know my feelings are hurt, but that's okay because it was funny, and I'm all right with it because I want you to be funny like that. Like when
the jokes are funny, that's my favorite.
The thing is, I can't deny that she's definitely my child, and she definitely has some wit that she may have gotten from me. Like,
and at that point, can you really be mad?
I'm not even mad at it.
When your kid roasts you with like your own stuff that you gave them with your DNA, you can't.
Right, and it's like you like, damn, like you just kind of like.
But
I'm really proud. I'm hurt. Like you'll be like, I'm hurt and proud. Like that was really great. Like you hurt my feelings, but it was really funny and I'm really proud of you because like that means that she's okay at school. Like, we don't have to worry about people coming at her crazy because I know that she's gonna say something crazy back and it's gonna hurt their feelings. Like
they're gonna get that clap back.
Yeah, like I think I've given her the right amount of social currency to survive in the world, and she's not gonna be like one of those kids that are like, oh my God, I got bullied online, because I still don't understand that. Like, as many nasty things people have done to me on the internet, at no point will I feel like you've ever bullied me, because I'm like,
we talked about the death threats that I've gotten, right? We've discussed that. I'm not shook or scared. But I am gonna have to go soon.
Okay, well that's okay. We can make this a short one because it was fun and I had a great time. And are we back on next week?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Okay.
I'm not.
And will we have a theme song or no?
Well, I mean, I'll make a deal with you, even though you shouldn't have to make a deal with me. If I give you the link to the shirt, can you put it in the bio? And we can sell some shirts. Look, everybody, the sales of the shirt.
I need a shirt. I didn't get my shirt.
Then buy a shirt. A portion of the proceeds is always going to go to a charity that supports Black women and families. Yeah. The charity that we
you posted the link all late.
I know, I did. I know, but the charity
I can't get the shirt on time.
I just want to tell people we supported a charity in the past called Vox Noir. We've given them funds from the shirts. That was a vote thing in the group. So like the group voted on what group to give things to. If I do another vote and there's another group that's worthy, we'll do that. But a portion of the proceeds from the shirts will always go to some form of charity that supports Black women and families specifically. So yes. I'm going to text you the link and you can add it. And
I will add it to this one, and I'll add it to our next one. And let me see, what else can we do? What else we need to do? Okay.
And then if I don't create the intro, you have permission to shoot me in the head. Just
no,
right
no,
here.
I don't. I'm not gonna shoot you in the head. I'm just gonna.
Women should be armed.
Do what I just did earlier, which was like, so I remember
publicly shame me.
Nah. Yeah, like I feel like that's more effective, like honestly, than shooting you. Because if I shoot you, I won't get my video, my intro video. But if I publicly shame you, eventually I'll get it. It may not happen right away, but it'll eventually come along. Like it'll be there eventually. And we got to figure out what we're going to talk about next week, because we had a good time laughing at the Kevin Samuels people.
I have some ideas. We'll talk about ideas behind the scenes, but I've got some ideas. I do.
Yes, but yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody, go ahead, do your socials so that people follow you.
Oh, sure. No, things you don't see every day with Chris Taliaferro on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I was on YouTube, but my channel got nuked. Did you know that? My channel got nuked. It's a whole thing. I'm working on it. To be
Is it because of
continued.
music licensing?
No, it was because I was bullying people like Stacey Wormack. Yeah, it's true story. It's fine.
I feel like you shouldn't get nuked for that.
I agree.
Feel like bad people on they should get nuked for existing. And people who are like, hey, you suck as a human, we should not be nuked for that. But
okay. It is what it is. I'm working on a new channel. That's a to be continued type thing. Okay. I have trust me, you know how I am. I have a million things that I'm working on. So
yeah. And you're a dad, and you have a teenager, and he's graduating, right? So you should be. So you should be in the thick of it. He's going to be
18. Right? I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
12 days, I think. Yeah, either 12
oh my God. What are we doing for the 18th? Or you can tell me later. Like you can tell me later.
Yeah. Let's not put
oh my God. Like you got a graduation coming up. You're busy, so I get it. It's all good. So I'm gonna give you 2 weeks. I won't make you.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I know, because I just did prom. I don't know if you did prom yet or whatever, but I just did prom last week, and was a lot. That was a lot.
That's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
So, and I was junior prom, not senior prom. So, like, I know it's busy. Okay, so you did your socials. Anything else?
Yes, the things you don't see every day with Chris Taliaferro on Instagram, on TikTok, and most importantly on Facebook. That's where I have the largest footprint, or whatever you want to say. But yeah, if you follow me, you'll be supporting good Black people.
Right. Support good Black people. And speaking of supporting good Black people, make sure you hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. And if you want to follow me, I'm Kinda Cole on Facebook and Twitter. And I'm Kai Fly Mommy on Instagram and Threads. And I do not have TikTok, so I don't do the TikToks. I don't know if I'll ever do the TikToks, but that's where you find me. And if you want me to talk about a specific subject, let me know. I will reach out to me on anything, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever, and be like, I really want you guys to talk about this, or you really want me to make a video about this. Or if you want to send me a private question, go to my website, Date Like a Woman, and hit the contact me and send me whatever it is. If you want to be anonymous, I'll keep you anonymous. I started going through my messages again. I really need to get on making videos about the stuff that people have sent me. So I'm going to do that more often. I'm going to try. I'm trying my best. I'm trying, y'all.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Trying. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining. Darling Nikki, Victoria, Kayla. I'm so happy you guys joined us. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Thank you everybody for joining, and we will see you next week. So next week, same time, same place,
same time, same bat time, same bat channel, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So peace, y'all.
Bye.